I'm Jenny.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Sheila.
Darcy.
Red hair.
And today we are.
Today we're going to be talking about analyzing language and nonverbals in Shark Tank. So in the episode that we all looked at, we watched a couple of interactions there with the person that was selling storm windows, coverings for windows, and there was a lot of powerful and powerless language going on in there. The one particular shark, I don't watch the show, so I don't know his name. Mr. Wonderful. Yes, Mr. Wonderful asked a lot of very direct questions that required specific answers, needed dollars, needed percentages. He was very direct, and the person, the entrepreneur trying to get their sponsorship, basically got overwhelmed with the questions and shut down quite a bit, and also got confused because of all the questions that were coming at him.
I know, because when they didn't want to accept his the invention, he just said, "Are you a mind reader?" Because he wasn't that. So he's got very powerful, and a lot of them are all hand talking with their hands. It's a lot of nonverbal going on there too.
You know, I kind of watched the show, and I think that it also they look at like how powerful people are, and if you can't get through that presentation and really get your point across, how are you going to go into a business meeting and really get what you need?
Yeah, he didn't seem excited about his project at all. Like, if you're going to sell me something, I want you to be excited about it. I want you to back it 100%. He just was.
Well, I think because they had concrete evidence that it was not making money the year before. So I guess he's getting upset and being a little bit more verbal when he wasn't getting his point across to them. He thinks it's a good product.
But I mean, I also think though, you know, obviously what he was trying to market is to them in a storm, in a hurricane, whatever, they're things that you put over your window, that you would go into the Shark Tank, and I think you would already say that, yes, I had a decline in sales, and this is why. If you look over the trends, you know, last year there were no hurricanes, there was none of this, there was none of that. But if you look at the years where we were being hit by hurricanes or where there was in the future, this is why my growth was what they were.
Yeah, you should have concrete evidence, like a graph or something saying, you know, when there's this amount of hurricanes, you make this amount of money.
Well, the tone of his voice was not confident.
Yeah, and at first, you know, they were smiling and doing the shaking of the heads, and you know, like they're really into it. And then more and more they got into it, they just realized the money for the investment in this was quite
as he was doing his sales pitch, the camera would show pictures of the what do you call those people?
Oh, the sharks.
Yeah, the sharks. So the sharks, you can tell by their expression how they feel, whether they liked it or whether they not liked it. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Just by the facial expression.
Yeah, the shocking eyes and like.
Yeah, or if they liked it, they were like, you can see a nodding head and a smile.
I found it, you know, I guess if I lived like in Florida, I think it would be a great product. I'd like to buy this stuff once and then have it ready for me. So if we ever knew there was a storm coming, but I felt like he really didn't get his point across. And I mean, yeah, it would be an initial investment, but I think like plywood. I mean, my luck, we do a project, and next thing I know, they took my plywood and cut it for who knows what, rocking horse, and now I'm out my plywood from my window.
Well, and you were talking about facial expressions, and when this particular entrepreneur said, well, unless you're a mind reader, you need to listen to what I have to say. The looks that he got from all of the sharks after that, he had lost them at that point. Yeah. Because now he kind of insulted the one that he was talking to, which insulted the entire group.
Well, the women's talked a lot different. She goes, I'm really concerned. Well, the men talking weren't, you know, the men were a little bit more forceful in how they were approaching.
Yeah, the men were very direct, and then the women sort of flattened it out to try to smooth things over a little bit.
Yeah.
Would that be considered powerful language? Or powerless?
Yeah, well, you know, even so when he says, if you're a mind reader, you know, that was very trading on that one.
Was he trying to be powerful?
No, and the thing is, they ended up giving him feedback at the end that you have to demonstrate lack of confidence when selling. That's actually what I wrote down.
And the voices get louder and stronger and more direct and more eye contact in there.
Yeah. So
I found it interesting too. You know, you look at the genders, and you know, both women both wore dresses, and I think that was very eye-opening to see, you know, that what they were wearing, and you know, I mean, I understand that they're in a little different society, a little different environment, but I found it very interesting that they were both wearing dresses. So even in their on the panel, they're very gender specific.
Yes. All the pretty necklaces. That's what I noticed.
Still wearing necklaces.
There was another section in the show where they were selling the squatty potty.
Oh, I've seen that episode.
Okay. So what was interesting with that was it was a mother and son who were there to sell the squatty potty. I'll explain that all to you later if you didn't catch exactly what that was. But I noticed that the son, when they started to challenge him, then they actually were at his face, he would bite his lip. Like, oh, he's trying to think of his next answer. And he also moved back and forth a lot. They called it duck and weave. He was kind of moving around a lot. So you could tell that they really put him on the spot with those direct questions, and his body language. Although he was in a suit, he stood up and he was, being respectful, and that his body language definitely gave that piece away.
But I believe he got a deal, didn't he?
I think yes.
He did.
One of the women.
One of the women.
And so one with the long hair.
Oh yeah, so yes, the one that does QVC. And it's one of those things. I think it's interesting because even though we all have those kind of mannerisms that kind of show out when you're nervous, even though he was nervous, he still had confidence, and his voice still carried what he needed, and it was still factual, obviously, because the sharks got what they needed to offer him a deal.
Well, and the other part that was interesting on it too was one of the sharks, and I don't remember which one, said, "I don't trust you," meaning the son, "but I trust your mother." With this whole cell, which was interesting because I think they based that kind of off of him maybe being his nervousness, or like they got the impression that he was trying to hide something.
I could see that, and if I think it was probably a good sales scheme taking your mother, because here she is, she's probably a little older, more confident, been through these kinds of things before. So I think it was a great idea to bring your mother, and I think also because there was a man and a woman, it kind of transgenders between. Relating to the women on the panel and the men on the panel. So
whether that was deliberate or not, it was a good ploy to have both of them there.
Well, I've been watched it before, and I actually found it a pretty interesting show.
Now you'll be a binge watcher.
Oh boy, probably.
I think it's bad that I know about the squatty potty.
I think I saw that episode.
Well, we'll tell you about it.
Look it up.
I can't wait to tell you about it.
We'll get the diagram.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Be right back.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.